All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. So I'm back with I'm gonna do a quick video. Yesterday I did a video. Basically, I was talking about the chemicals and basically they coming out with the lab grown chicken and so forth. And I said enough is enough, right? And I know a lot of people agree with me with that, and they try to blame it on climate change and so forth, right? A lot of time with the salmon. That show did the video with the little salmon, and they were saying that because of climate change and so forth. That's why they had the fish farms, and now they want to do lab grown salmon and so forth, right? But in this country, we're being ran by corporations, y'all. And this whole country is one big experiment. We under one big experiment. And I think we all need to recognize that. If you don't believe me, just look at the companies that come on the TV set, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. They tell you to take this drug, and they have somebody walking through the field or playing tennis or whatever, you know, and they're out there smiling, walking with the children at the beach, and then it says the drug may cause nosebleed. Pregnant women should not take the drug without seeing their doctor, blah, blah, blah. It talks about, you know, it may cause stroke, uh, constipation, diarrhea, and all these other things. It may cause even death. It may cause you to have trouble breathing and so forth. It may cause your big toe to fall off. But then have the people smiling and walking through like everything is okay. And it's not okay. These are experimental drugs, and they have side effects that cause problems, you know. And like I said, we just one big giant experiment. This whole country is. A lot of countries, a lot of countries will not have uh they won't accept the food that we have in this country, right? They won't accept it. They won't accept things in this country that we produce in their countries. And this is all real. Why? Because of certain chemicals that they put in their foods. It's allowed here, but they won't allow it in other countries. So I feel like America is one big experiment. They bringing in immigrants and so forth and all this kind of stuff. They place them in certain neighborhoods. Like I said, the projects is one big experiment. Drugs, guns, alcohol, low income, right? Welfare system, child support system, abortion clinics, the churches on every corner. It's all one big racket. And the same with this. So let's get into this article that's dealing with now, is what I actually talked about yesterday a little bit. I said everything that we have here is contaminated. And a lot of our sicknesses and diseases is coming from chemicals. And I said another thing, that a lot of people are overweight and and having trouble getting weight off and all these other issues. Y'all see the people out here. I call it chemical fat because it looks abnormal. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's read this article about this is what I saw when I woke up this morning, and I saw this going across my screen on my TV set, right? Now, at the time I saw it, I don't know what 3M is trading at right now, but I saw 3M go across the screen, and when it went across the screen, it was actually up $3.82. I guess on the news they had a settlement. They reached a settlement deal. But to me, it's sick. So 3M reaches a 10.3 billion settlement in forever chemical suits. The death followed an agreement. The deal followed an agreement by Chemours, DuPont, and Corteva to pay 1.19 billion to help resolve the claims that the chemical manufacturers contaminated drinking water across the country. And see, everybody thought it was a conspiracy, right? The chemical manufacturing giant 3M reached a $1.3 billion settlement on Thursday with the U.S. cities and towns over their claims that the company contaminated drinking water with so-called forever chemicals used in everything from firefighting foam to non-stick coatings on your pans. That's what I'm talking about, non-stick surfaces. Under the sweeping settlement, 3M said it would pay out the more money over 13 years to any cities, counties, and other across the country to test for and clean up perfluorical and polyfluorical substances known as PFAS in public water supplies. 3M, which is facing about 4,000 lawsuits by states and municipalities for PFAS contamination, did not admit to any liability. The company said the settlement covered remediation to water suppliers that detected the chemical at any level or may do so in the future. So y'all see this little $10.3 billion is a slap in the face, especially to the people, right? Because the PFAS is in the drinking water right now, and the harmful effects are in the water right now. And this money is going to be paid over 13 years, over 13 years. So let's hold up. So I just want to say real quick, y'all see this company is only paid $10.3 billion. You know how much money 3M makes? Matter of fact, I'll look that up in a second, but I just wanted to show you that this is a slap in the face to the American people. Because this PFAS, or this these chemicals, these forever chemicals that are in the drinking water, they're affecting our bodies today. And yet I don't think the people in America are going to get anything from this. So let's keep reading this. It says 3M is which is facing about 4,000 lawsuits by states municipalities for PFAS contamination did not admit any liability. The company said the settlement covered remediation to water suppliers that detected the chemical at any level or may do so in the future. In a statement, Mike Roman, the chairman and chief executive officer, or the CEO of 3M, called the agreement an important step forward for 3M and said it built on our announcement that we will exit all PFAS manufacturing by the end of 2025. So you're talking about 2 more years. And hear what this guy said? This is an important step for 3M. What about the American people, Mr. Roman, Mike Roman? What about the people of America? Because they're drinking the water today, and they've been drinking it for how long? And you talking about an additional 2 more years from now. That's when y'all going to exit it. So this is not nothing urgent. That means that these, for the next 2 years, these chemicals are going to be affecting people's bodies. And what are the damages that they caused already? The settlement, which requires court approval, will put an end to legal claims, including a test case brought by the city of Stuart, Florida, that had been scheduled for trial before a federal judge on June the 5th. Mike Martell, the city manager of Stuart, said the community was grateful that the settlement had been reached. Really? The deal followed a similar agreement with Chemours, DuPont, and Corteva, which agreed on June the 2nd to pay $1.19 billion into a fund that would be used to remove PFAS from public drinking water systems. I mean, this is a slap in the face. Like again, what's gonna happen to the people? That means this stuff is already in the water. These forever chemicals are already in the water, affecting people's bodies today. People are having healthcare costs because of this today. People are getting sick because of this today. But what about the people? PFAS have been linked to liver damage, developmental issues, reduced immune function, and cancer. Oh, so we're going to wait till 2025. And all this is going on right now. These forever chemicals are in the water today. But Mike Roman, he feels good for his company now. They're moving, their company's moving in the right step forward now. But you knowingly had poisonous substances going into the drinking water. And how long has it been going on? So what about the American people who are suffering, whose loved ones are suffering and paying all these high medical bills and all the costs because of the damage that are done by these corporations who put these chemicals in our drinking water? Like I said, I just did a video yesterday, and what they try to blame it on climate change. Or the water is bad because of climate change. Or frogs are growing 5 legs because of the climate change. It had got nothing to do with the chemicals that they dumping in the land that they're destroying, and it's just seeping into the waterways, and the stuff that is actually dumping into the waters. Forget all about all that stuff. It's climate change. Okay. Anyway, PFAS have been linked to liver damage, developmental issues. So what about the children and the people who had babies and stuff, and they have developmental issues? I mean, could you imagine the mom and dad that had this child that has all these, they're not developing right, they have these mental issues, all kind of things going on with them, or their immune system is all jacked up. And why? Because of chemicals that these people feel good about because they made a 10.3, a little slap in the face settlement. And most American people are not going to even know what's going on. You're going to go to your doctor. Are your health care costs, are they going to pay for the health care costs of these people? Of all of us, really? Because we all been, this is the US cities across this nation. This stuff is in our water right now. It's like we're a bunch of guinea pigs with all the drug commercials, all the chemicals in the food, all the stuff that they won't allow in other countries that we allow here. It's like we're one big experiment. I guess we're expendable, huh? This is sickening. And are referred to as forever chemicals because of how persistently they remain in the human body and the environment. So we can't even get out of our bodies. Could you understand how deep this is? This is in the drinking water. I think your body is 75, 80% water. You need water more than anything else. And this stuff is in the drinking water, and it's in our bodies, and it will remain in our bodies. So this study that they're doing, or they're by 2025, just because even if they did get it out, think about this, y'all. Even if they did get the PFAS out the water, these forever chemicals out the water, what about your body? How you gonna get it out your body? They said just now, right here, I read it again, and referred to as forever chemicals because of how persistently they remain in the human body and the environment. And you know what? This whole thing is going to go right over everybody's head because most people are not even paying attention of what's going on. These corporations are polluting the air, the land, and our waterways. And they have the nerve to blame it on us when your car, like I said in my last video, when your car passes by this green box on the street, they have the nerve to bill you because your car may have an emission problem and you didn't even manufacture or build that car. They didn't go after the company who made the car. They're going after the individual. This is sick, y'all. They have also been detected in hundreds of wild animal species around the world. There goes your water, there goes your food supply, and now you got lab grown meat. The synthetic chemicals are so ubiquitous that nearly all Americans, including newborns, carry PFAS in their bloodstream. And as many as 200 million Americans are exposed to PFAS through their tap water, according to peer-reviewed 2020 study. Wow. So we taking a bath in this stuff too. And like I said in my last video, your skin is your biggest organ. So how much of this stuff is being even absorbed into our skin when we just take a bath in the shower? Think about this, y'all. Let's see. Hundreds of communities across the country have sued 3M and other PFAS manufacturers, claiming that their soil and water were contaminated by the chemicals, which are also used in food packaging and a wide variety of other products to make them resistant to heat, water, oil, and corrosion. You see, these people are making products knowingly that they're harmful to the environment, and yet they're claiming climate change and environmental issues. And I said yesterday in my video, the same people that are talking about saving the environment are the actual things, people that's harming the environment. And they're trying to blame it on individuals when corporations are really the big players that's doing it because they do it over greed and profit. They really don't care about the people. I mean, this is really sad, but they don't care about the people. And they show that. In other in one of those suits, the city of Stewart sued 3M and several other companies in federal court claiming that its water supply had been contaminated by firefighting foam containing PFAS, and these are the forever chemicals used for decades in training exercises by the city fire department. And see, we as average people, we walk around here thinking it must be safe because they wouldn't allow firefighters to use the thing that's detrimental, would they? We think everything that these companies do, because it was allowed to do it, maybe because the USDA approved it or the FDA approved it or the regulators approved it, or we think, okay, yeah, so it must be good for us. It's okay. And we don't think twice about it because we trust the people of these corporations because we surely think that, oh, yeah, that there's laws and things on our side, right? But it's not really the truth. We suffer and we pay the price as families in this country because we are the experiments. There's nobody there helping you with your medical bills and your sick child and all the things you have to go through. and you don't even know why. You just think your child got this ailment, or your mother or your brother, your sister, whatever, got this ailment, and it just came out of nowhere. And it's linked to a lot of this stuff, these chemicals and whatnot. Shortcuts, chemicals, poisons. You can't even brush your teeth, right? It says right on there, don't swallow. If you do swallow, call the poison control center. Why? They put fluoride in, you put toothpaste. Anyway, but 3M and the plaintiffs closed in on a settlement. They asked a federal judge in South Carolina to delay the trial so they could try to reach a deal Instead, the judge gave the parties up to 21 days to reach the deal. While the settlement will go far in helping cities and towns address the water contamination, local taxpayers will still be left footing much of the bills for the cleanup. Wow. So the people are going to get sick, and the people, because what it is, y'all, is the water companies that are suing 3M for the contamination so they can clean up their water. But the people are the ones getting sick. The people are the ones are getting the effects of it. And now the local taxpayers, which is us, because they contaminated a lot of the waterways in all of our land and across this country. So we're going to be paying for it. So 3M is off the hook. Basically, local taxpayer will be left footing much of the bills for cleanup. Mr. Mortal, who was previously Stewart City attorney, said in an earlier interview. He noted that in 2016, Stewart closed and replaced wells that were contaminating the local water supply, but was still incurring cleanup costs. The city had estimated the damages and cleanup costs for Stewart alone at $100 million to $120 million, he said. I don't think we'll ever get close to that much net to the city. So I think is no making us whole, Mr. Mortal said. I don't think it's going. What about the people? Oh my God. Brunswick County, North Carolina spent nearly $1 billion after extensive PFAS contamination was found in the Cape Fear watershed, and was still incurring about $2.9 million annually in expenses. A 2021 study found Orange County, California has also estimated that infrastructure needed to lower the levels of PFAS in its drinking water could cost $1 billion. What are these people doing to us, y'all? I mean, this is sick, because are we supposed to feel good because it's going to cost over $1 billion to clean it up? This has been going on for decades. In addition to approval by the federal judge in South Carolina, who is overseeing the so-called multi-district litigation, the settlement needs the plaintiffs to sign on. The judge must also approve the reasonableness of any fee request from the dozens of law firms representing plaintiffs in the litigation. It is not uncommon for plaintiffs' lawyers to take home as much as 30% of any settlement. Ooh, so it's all about money, y'all. Like I said, what about the people's health? 3M said in a statement that it would continue to address other PFAS litigation by defending itself in court or through negotiated resolutions, all as appropriate. Researchers have sought to put a dollar value on the health harms from PFAS in the United States. A 2022 study found the cost of treating diseases attributable to PFAS exposure to be as much as $62 billion, $62.6 billion. And when the country proposed a rule last year to strengthen drinking water standards for PFAS, the Environmental Protection Agency calculated an annual benefit of $533 million and improved cardiovascular health, $300 million in reduced renal cell carcinoma, and $178 million from the reduction of low birth across the United States. I wonder if this stuff done on purpose. Analysts at Morningstar research firm estimate that 3M's total liabilities related to PFAS could grow as much as $30 billion as state, foreign, and personal injury claims are factored in. So, like I said, they still looking at this in money terms, money value, not life. The company still is going to stay in business. The company still is going to move on and continue on manufacturing products at the cost of people's children and their sicknesses and their family members. And this stuff is still, as of today, in everybody's system. Let that sink in. That's still in y'all system. Everybody who listens to me probably got this crap in their system. When you went to your doctor, did they test you for PFAS levels in your system? PFAS cleanup, whatever it is, efforts have taken on more urgency since the EPA said the government would, for the first time, propose regulation to require near zero levels of the chemical in drinking water. So why is the government taking so long to come to do this now? I mean, it's too late now. It's too late now. You see how they harmed everybody now? Everybody's harmed by the crap now. How many people are going to die from this? How many people are going to get cancer from this? Y'all notice the cancer rates are skyrocketing? Some industry groups said that the Biden administration had created an impossible standard that would cost manufacturers and municipal water agencies billions of dollars. Industries would have to stop discharging the chemicals into waterways, and water utilities would have to test for PFAS chemicals, remove them. Communities with limited resources will be the hardest hit by the new rule, they warned. So that's basically so-called people of color areas. You see that? That's real easy to put that in there. Because you know that's exactly what they're talking about. They were the hardest to hit. Why? Because those waterways probably got polluted more than anybody else's. Industries would have to stop discharging the chemicals into waterways, and water utilities would have to test for PFAS chemicals and remove them. Communities with limited resources will be hardest hit by the new rule, they warned. There you have it. There you have it. This is a shame.
Just outside of Bangor, Maine, is Herman High School. Some 500 kids come here each day to learn, but they can't drink the water. The fountains taped shut.
We're very concerned.
The school's water recently tested above the state's safety limit for PFAS, often referred to as forever chemicals.
We're not fully understanding why it is in our water and it is at the level that we're at. This is where the water comes in from the well.
Micah Grant is superintendent of schools of the Herman School District. For now, bottles of water are stacked at every fountain.
We want to make sure that they have clean water to drink.
Nearly 30 miles away in the rural town of Unity.
This is the graveyard of our farm business.
9 years ago, Adam Nordell and his wife Joanna bought Songbird Farm.
We thought, wow, this is our spot.
Then it was thriving and lush.
We came to this property to grow healthy, fresh produce to sell to our community.
But that all changed 2 years ago when they learned their soil was toxic.
Our land is severely contaminated with forever chemicals. As soon as we learned, we shut down.
These types of stories are happening across Maine, where farmers, where school children are threatened by the level of PFAS contamination that's in their lands and waters.
Aaron Fry is Maine's Attorney General.
There are farmers who had to euthanize their livestock because of the chemical contamination.
Fry recently filed litigation against several chemical manufacturers, including 3M and DuPont.
We're alleging that 3M and DuPont created these chemicals, had the science that showed just how dangerous they were, how toxic they were, how they were going to last forever. It is my responsibility to do whatever I can to hold accountable those companies that profited off of this chemical.
PFAS, or forever chemicals, are man-made substances that date back to the 1940s. They gained mass attention for their ability to repel water, oil, and stains. And over the decades, they've been used in a wide range of applications, for non-stick cookware and waterproof fabrics, to food packaging, cosmetics, even firefighting foams. But over time, concerns began to rise. According to the CDC, the chemicals do not break down in the environment. They can move through soils, contaminate drinking water, and build up in fish and wildlife. What are the health risks associated with PFAS chemicals?
We've seen correlations with thyroid disease, certain kinds of cancer, kidney disease, liver dysfunction. They're called forever chemicals because they stay in your body.
Scott Gottlieb is a former commissioner for the FDA.
I think what the government needs to do is step up testing, make sure that we have a better picture of where these chemicals are getting into food sources and the water supply.
Several manufacturers have announced their plans to reduce or discontinue the production of PFAS in the coming years. A 3M spokesperson said in a statement to CNBC, as the science and technology of PFAS, societal and regulatory expectations, and our expectations of ourselves have evolved, so has how we manage PFAS, adding the company plans to end production of the chemicals by 2025. The company also expressed a commitment in remediating PFAS, investing in water treatment, and collaborating with communities. DuPont, on the other hand, said it has never manufactured the harmful chemicals and believes the legal complaints are without merit. Since 2015, DuPont has gone through spin-offs and a merger, those companies also named as defendants in Maine's lawsuit. Chemours tells CNBC the company pledged in 2018 to reduce PFAS emissions at its manufacturing sites by at least 99% by 2030. Dow denied manufacturing PFAS and stated that it is not alleged to have caused any environmental contamination. A Corteva spokesperson told CNBC it does not comment on ongoing legal matters. On Wall Street, one analyst thinks 3M specifically is facing great financial risk.
At this stage, given valuation and what we know about the PFAS litigation, we do consider 3M to be uninvestable.
According to RBC Capital, it could mean a massive liability of $20 to $25 billion. And that's just the beginning. The company also facing another significant potential liability tied to its military earplugs. Analysts say it could cost 3M up to $10 billion or more. As we reported earlier this year, the suit involves more.
Okay. I really don't give a crap about how much money it's costing 3M. And I don't think y'all do either. We don't care about the billions of dollars. You see how they go right into the money? What about the cost? Did you hear what the man said? He said these chemicals stay in your body forever. And you know that, and you heard about the damage he just said it caused. I mean, think about it. So think about if you have a garden at home and you use your water hose to water your garden. Are you watering your plants with PFAS, forever chemicals, that are going into your plants? Think about deep, y'all think how deep this is. You growing your organic garden at home. You use your water hose to water your garden. And you got PFAS chemicals that's going into your plants and you don't even know about it. And they said and one of the companies just said they're going to lower it by 2030. This stuff is already in people's bodies now. So what's going to happen to the population? The US population. Right? What's going to happen to the people? Who cares about the people? It's like they care if the company is investable. Will it be investable? Who gives a crap? We want to be around to see it. And see, how many other companies out here right now got chemicals and things that they're doing illegally, and we don't know about it? You got drugs that were approved, but then you got a commercial later on saying that if you taking this drug, call this 1-800 number, you might be entitled to some money. Why? Because of you, if you like talcum powder, for instance, right? They found out this junk might cause cancer. But you've been using talcum powder for years when your baby's bottom, you know, all that kind of stuff, put talcum powder on, and all of a sudden now it might cause some type of cancer. How many other chemicals out there that we don't even know about today that is causing cancer and all these issues? This is sick. All right, so what I did, I said I was gonna go check out their stock price, right? So yesterday, if you follow my cursor, right, 3M closed yesterday at $100.46, as you see my cursor right here, right? Today it opened up $3 at $103.30. The high so far today was $103.49. And why is it up today? And right now it's currently trading at, you see it just changed to 102.81. So investors are happy and the stock price is going up. Why? Because they reached their settlement of $10.3 billion. So that put investors at ease. Now, see, it just changed now, it's up to 102.86. But you see, this is how they don't really care about you, the person, right? They only care about the shareholders and the stock price. Nobody's not really mentioning of the effects of millions of Americans across this country are dealing with all these health issues. Health care has gone up. Pharmaceuticals are making money. And the people are going broke and desperate. Watching your loved ones get sick and not know why. So you see that price is up today still from yesterday's close of $100. So it's being applauded. The company is being applauded. I just wanted to show y'all that. The stock price is up. They're happy. But like I said, this is sick. This is truly sickening. So lastly, I just recorded this off my TVs. So lastly, y'all, I recorded this off my TV set. And I want you to hear how insensitive these people are for real. And they really don't care about the people too much. I'm just gonna play this little clip that I pulled off the TV. This is right when the bell was about to open. And I didn't catch the whole conversation, but I got a little piece of it. Y'all listen to this little part.
From communications with David. If it's a difference maker to get this stuff passed, Georgia Pacific just won a very important ruling. That's a private company when it came to some problems that it had. Yeah, GlaxoSmithKline just had a settlement about one of the problems it has, and everyone's waiting for J&J.
Right, but I mean, let's back to 3M for a second. It doesn't necessarily deal with sort of personal injury. No, it does. For a number of states that have launched other lawsuits, these class action lawsuits, and then you've got Combat Arms, which there's also expected perhaps there's going to be a settlement of significance. I mean, Jim, what investors want to know is, are they going to be in a financial position where they can maintain the dividend?
Well, it is.
All right, y'all. So I'm about to end this video. Like I said, I just wanted to show y'all a little something to show y'all what's going on. So it's not a conspiracy, what I was saying about the water, the contaminants, the chemicals. So some people may think that it is a conspiracy, but it's not. And this right here, look at this. This is Camp Lejeune, right? They had a lawsuit over toxic water. Congress approves $300 billion in compensation for victims of Camp Lejeune toxic water contamination. So, like I said, y'all, how many of us have chemicals and things we don't even know about, and we getting sick, and things are happening to us, and we don't even know the reason why? And a lot of times, these corporations, they do know, and it's been covered up for years. Anyway, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace till next time. And I'm out.